Now let us proceed to the Grand Strategy Matrix. The Grand Strategy Matrix is a tool for formulating alternative strategies. There are also 4 quadrants in the GSM matrix, based on 2 dimensions, which are the competitive position and the market growth. Here are the 4 quadrants of the GS matrix. Now let us discuss each quadrant. Firms or products in quadrant 1 are those who have excellent strategic position and they can take risks aggressively when necessary. For firms and products in quadrant 1, continuing concentration on current markets and products is an appropriate strategy. Firms or products in quadrant 2 are those which industry are growing but they are unable to compete effectively. Firms and products in quadrant 2 need to evaluate present approach and think of ways on how to improve competitiveness. Also, it requires intensive strategy. Firms or products in quadrant 3 are those that compete in slow growth industries and have weak competitive position. These firms and products must have some drastic changes quickly to avoid further decline and possible liquidation. Extensive cost and asset reduction should be put first. Second choice is to switch business or diversify. In quadrant 4, these are businesses that have strong competitive position but are in slow growth industry. These firms have the strength to launch diversified programs into more promising growth. Now let us have an example in a local setting. Let's say San Miguel Corporation. San Miguel Corporation has different kinds of products. We can see here in the diagram the 4 quadrants and its corresponding strategies. Now let us examine one of San Miguel's products. Star Margarine is located in quadrant 4 because it has a strong competitive position but slow market growth. Now the manager can choose among the strategies located in quadrant 4. Like for example, the manager can diversify to more promising growth areas of the product. Let us now go to the last stage, the decision stage. Under the decision stage, we have the quantitative strategic planning matrix. The QSPM uses input from stage 1 analysis and matching results from stage 2 analysis so the manager can decide objectively among alternative strategies. Now let us go to the example, the CDR King. There are 6 steps to develop the QSPN. First, make a list of the firm's key external opportunities and threats and internal strengths and weaknesses in the left column. So this is the SWOT analysis of CDR King. Next, assign weights to each key external and internal factors. So now we can see here the weights that represent the degree of importance of each factor. Next, examine the stage 2 matching matrices and identify alternative strategies that the organization should consider implementing. So for this example, the CDR King have 2 alternatives to improve the product line and the other is to have more skilled staff to entertain customers. Next, determine the attractiveness scores. Now going back to the example, the scores of CDR King are from 1 to 4. 1 is not attractive, 2 being somewhat attractive, 3 reasonably attractive, and 4 which is highly attractive, and if the factor is not applicable to this strategy, we put a dash.
Next, we compute for the total attractiveness scores. So you just get the product of the weight and the attractive score to get the total attractive score. Next, compute the sum total attractiveness score. So you just add all the total attractive scores. After summing it all up, the strategy with the higher score is the one which will be implemented by the company. And that sums up strategic analysis and choice. Thank you everyone for listening.